quarantine you if you do, quarantine you if you don't. If you decide not to, they have to quarantine. To say, okay, you might be a threat. We have to look at you and test you to make sure you're okay. And while they quarantine you, guess what? They're going to inoculate you. Okay, this is not a free will vaccine, folks. It's coming. This is Jacob's trouble that's written of in the scriptures. Okay? There's things we can do, but the first thing we have to do is plan, brothers and sisters. Now we're working on this. We have to get out of this country. Okay? We have to get out of this country. I'm in Isaiah 30 and 10. Read down to the 13th verse. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceit. I know we come down on these pastors, but now we should start aiming some of this criticism towards their followers. Pay the preachers a lot of them. I see the sister in Walgreens, and she was like, listen, if it's talking about some end of the world stuff, I don't want to hear it. Hey. She'd rather pay a preacher to tell her everything is going to be all right. The 11th verse. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Because that's what you're really saying. We don't want to hear about that God of Israel. 12 and 13. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word, talking about the Bible. And there's an inordinate number of people growing in America with the spirit of unbelief, don't believe the Bible is true. Because you despise this word and trust in oppression, you trusting in your oppression and perversity and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall. So if you don't do anything, you're just making your preaching, brother and sister. You're going to have to do something. Therefore, the iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Sooner or later, the jig is going to be up. Boom. You're going to look up, military everywhere, UN forces everywhere, tanks everywhere, forcing you to kill yourself. Forcing you to sit back and look at your children get inoculated and murdered. So we're not in this thing so that we can come back later and say, well, I told you so. It's not even about that. You have an opportunity to save you and yours. First of all, we're going to have to step away from mainstream religion and start following the commandments written up in the Bible, get that connection to the Most High so that we can hear the voice that's guiding us. I can't take credit for what's going on in this earth and what we're teaching. I can't take no credit for it. We are vessels. We hear the voice. We've made a decision to follow the God of Israel. He's guiding us. He wants to guide all of you. That's the first thing. Connect to our power so we can hear the voice. This is not, some of these people understand you are afraid, they're scared. Oh my God. You don't have to be afraid if you connect with the Most High. The Most High have preserved us up until this point. What are you afraid? What are you afraid of? He's with us. Something you must do. You must cleave to His commandments. Step away from religion. Read the Bible, connect to those with like minds, and pray to the Most High. He'll be present and guide you. I have one other scripture that I'm opening the floor. Isaiah 47 and 10. This is talking about the powers that be. Now you notice, in every society that Israel was captive, the Most High prophesied against the governing body of that particular empire. And this is no different, folks. Isaiah 47 and 10 and 11. For thou hast turned, thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. So they trust in wickedness. So it's no surprise they'll they'll experiment on their people and kill the people. This is what they've done since their inception. This empire was built on murder, genocide, killing, destruction. A leopard can't change its spot. That's the truth. That's the truth. I'm not a conspiracy theorist if I point out history. You come over here, the government of Europe gave smallpox to the North American people. Okay? Set up churches, they did that. Mass graves, they did that. Okay? That's not conspiracy, that's truth. And they're using the same game over and over again, and they're doing it because of the ignorance of the people. You women and you men will just roll your children into these clinics to be diseased, knowing you don't have no health care. They're going to shoot all this stuff up in your kids, knowing that you can't even pay to heal your kids. Well, my child will not be able to go to school. School your children. School your children. You know how to read and write. That's the only thing they need to know is math and reading. That's it. You can do that. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth thee. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. So the wisdom and knowledge, which is of Satan and society, have perverted the leaders. They are perverted. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. This system, this one world system is playing God. The 11th verse reads, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. The Most High is going to intervene. We're not afraid, brothers and sisters. We are leaders. We are leaders. We're here to warn you that the Most High God, a higher, is about to step in. We're not afraid at all. Brothers and sisters, don't be afraid. Not at all. Especially if you're doing the right thing, you're following the commandments. The Most High is with us. 12th verse. Stand now with thine enchantment, with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So the Most High is telling this government and all the powers, and we know they're listening, but the Most High, we're reading the Bible here. This is what the Most High is saying. Just stay with your witchcraft and your evil that you've done since your youth, since this country has been established from 1776. That was the beginning of these sorcerers bringing forth the New World Order. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, so if so be thou mayest prevail. I know all these other nations are getting caught up in the shuffle, but this war, this genocide is aimed towards stomping out the children of Israel, our people. The North American Indians, the Mexicans, okay, the Guatemalans, Panamanians, the Brazilians, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, people in South Pacific like the Hawaiians, the Fiji Islands, the Aborigines of Australia, the Negroes. This genocide, Jacob's trouble. And because our people don't want to see, we're going to die in a great number. The elect and those that are following the commandments, the Most High is going to save us out of it. He never failed us. He never failed us. That's the one thing I can hold dear to. He has more power. Our God is the most powerful power in the universe. If it wasn't for him, we would all be, we would perish. I thank the Most High that he gave us this understanding and he gave us the spirit of fear. We're here to fight this war spiritually. Most people worried about us like, listen, brother, aren't you afraid? Aren't you? Listen, what's wrong with you? Shake yourself free. We are with a higher. I'm worried about you. Why are you so scared? We are commanded to stand up and be watchmen. Someone have to put their life out there. Someone have to stand up and shake the people.